There was once a young man named Angelo. Now, Angelo was always the type of guy that would double text a girl. No, Angelo, what are you doing, bro? Angelo couldn't even go up to a girl and talk to her because he was so scared about what she would even say. What is she gonna say? What's she gonna say? Is she gonna say no? Is she gonna say fuck you? Angelo never actually approached anybody, and so Angelo never actually had a girlfriend. Angelo never had any experience. Don't be like Angelo. Aurelius. Aurelius is a different breed. Aurelius understands that nothing is easy at first, and everything will be hard at first. But Aurelius also says that you shouldn't assume it's impossible because you find it hard, but to recognize that if it's humanly possible, you can do it too. I remember one of my first approaches, and it was so embarrassing. Yours probably won't be nearly as bad as this. So let me set the scene. I'm at this ice cream place. So it's literally this place called Richardson's. You can look it up if you want, I don't care. It's an ice cream place and it has a like mini golf course and a driving range. And so here I am at this ice cream place and we just finished hitting the driving range. Now we're all getting ready to just get some ice cream. I'm not a huge ice cream guy, but everybody else was getting one, so I figured I'd get like a little small one. While we were in the ice cream line, I'm waiting with one of my friends and my cousin. My cousin's a girl, and my friend is one of my boys. So here I am waiting in this line, and I see these three girls, and they're standing right next to me, right over there. And here I am, I'm drumming up the courage to be able to go and approach them. I'm getting ready, getting excited. I can kind of feel my heart beating a little bit faster. And I'm like, am I gonna go? Am I gonna go? And I'm just like, let me cool out, let me wait a little bit, and I know when the time is right. So here I am talking to my cousin and my friend for like a good 5 minutes. I'm in this line, and they're over here right next to me in this line. So I'm sitting there waiting, and then we're moving in our lines, and finally I think they're about to go get their ice cream. They're like one person behind or something. And so what happens is this. I see that there's three girls. I told you that, right? And in this group of three girls, two of them leave. So when two of them leave, I'm like, yo, this is my moment. I'm gonna get ready to shine. So I put my shoulders back, my chest out a little bit, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to this girl right here. I tell them, and they're like, okay. So I go talk to her, and I'm like, hi, how are you? And she's like, good, but I have a boyfriend and he's in the car. And I turned around and I walked away. I didn't even I didn't even say anything else. But that's the thing. I didn't understand that you can actually study something and become good at it. And you can learn how to speak to people and you can learn how to do an indirect approach. So my first approach, the first one that I remember recently, was not that good, and yours probably won't be either. But you'll have a good story to remember and to recall on, and it'll show you how much you've progressed. So I've done a good amount of approaches, and not necessarily that the approach is the way to do it or the approach is something that you should focus on in your life. I made the mistake of focusing on approaching too much at one point in my life. For like 3-4 months I was so into it. I was like, approach, I'm gonna go out this weekend and I'm just gonna cold approach. And you don't necessarily want to make it a focus, but you want to make it something that you're capable of doing. So I have a few mindsets that can help you so that you're able to actually approach when you want to. And I don't say like approach when you want to as in go out and focus on approaching. Some people will do that and you'll get better. I think one of the best ways to do it is just to do it as a natural part of your life. If you see somebody you would like to talk to, you should be able to go up to them and just talk to them. And so here's the first mindset that's going to help you a lot. It's this one. Fuck a result, the approach is a win. This is something you need to hammer into your mind, because a lot of times the reason why we get so attached, the reason why you're going to get so attached to approaching and this anxiety that you feel is you're concerned about the result, the outcome, not realizing that just doing it is a win. Just doing it, like, good shit. So you need to go out there, and if you're gonna approach somebody that you're seeing out in wherever you are, just look at it like this, right? If I do this approach, then it's a win. No matter what happens, I don't even have to get her number. If I approach, I have won. That's the first mindset. The second one, the one that's actually probably gonna help you the most, is this. They're hoping somebody approaches them. This is such a powerful mindset if you adopt it. They are hoping that somebody comes up to them and talks to them. That's what you need to tell yourself. You need to tell yourself literally that they're hoping somebody comes up to talk to them. You can literally say like, bro, why else would she come out here and dress like this? Why else would she dress in a certain way that attracts attention if she doesn't want somebody to come up to her and talk to her? You need to have that level of conviction in your mind, because here's the thing, right? Nobody puts on clothes, nobody puts on makeup just so that they can put it on and feel good about themselves. Human beings are meant to interact with other human beings. If you're not going anywhere, if you're not doing anything, you're not going to sit at home and wear your best outfit. You're not going to sit at home and wear makeup. So you need to look at the situation and be like, okay, well, the reason this person is dressed in a certain way, looking a certain way, is because she's here to interact with other people in this world. She's not here to be isolated. And so it's your responsibility, when you realize they're hoping somebody is going to approach them, it's your responsibility to go out and talk to them. You can use your mind to figure out whether or not they like your presence. And if they don't like you being around them, no harm, no foul. You approached, you have won. You can leave. Excuse yourself. Just be like, hey, I gotta get going, but it was nice to meet you. Hey, I gotta get going, but I'd like to talk to you more. What can we do to continue this conversation? That's a close right there that I've used. And people will be like, well, I can give you my number, or I can give you my Instagram. It's simple, but you just need to know when to self-eject. And the last one, the last mindset that you can use is, you don't have to do this, but you get to do this. Because here's the thing. Regret is much worse than rejection. I've had so many times where I've been in a conversation, even sometimes when I've approached and I was scared to close. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was already in the situation. I remember this one time. I was at this restaurant with my friend, and there were these 3 girls. One of them was extremely beautiful, like at least a 9. Another one was an 8, and the other one was like a 6 or a 7, bro. So when my friend and I were eating at this restaurant, it was an outdoor restaurant. So I'm next to him over here, and they're at the table right next to us on this side. And we're not interacting with them at all. I'm just talking with my friend. I'm catching up with him. And I eventually ask him like, yo, who do you think cheats more, men or women? Because this is actually an opener that I'll use. And he's like, I think men, I think is what he said. I was like, oh, cool. And so we talked about it for like a few minutes. And then as we were getting up, getting ready to leave, the girl that was like a 9, she left and she went to the bathroom. And so I stood up and I went to go talk to these 2 girls that were still at the table. And while we're talking, I just do the same opener, right? So I asked them, hey, let me get your opinion on something. Who do you think cheats more, men or women? And the girl who she's kind of attractive, I'm not even gonna lie. She's like, well, I think it really depends on the situation, because you can have this in this situation and you can have this and this. So I think it's like a more of a situational thing. And I was like, she's interesting. And then I was like, all right, cool. Well, thank you. We're gonna head out. But you guys have a good day. And she was like, thank you. Have a good day. I hope you drive safe. Like, she said like 3 different things. And I was just like, And that's where I regretted it. I regretted it so deeply. It literally hurt me for the rest of the day. It was in my heart. And I was like, dude, fuck me. Like, this girl actually had interest. And she's showing it by being expressive. And so I was like, damn it. I should have closed. Should have at least gotten her number and talked to her more after. And so, if anything, just remember that rejection isn't so bad compared to regret. And you get to do this. You're alive. This is your experience as a human. Just go out there and talk to people. Like, approaching and chasing girls are not for chasing girls, bro. Obviously, you know what to do. You should be chasing the best version of yourself. But if you're in a situation where you can just talk to one, you should be able to. And so this mindset will help you. Peace.